Well, finally, I'm back. We've had about a month of really ordinary weather. We've had drizzle most days and quite strong winds, so it's been really challenging in terms of filming, so I've had to put it off until today. But today we're heading off to see Stuart West, who lives not far from me. And Stuart's a fantastic car restorer. He's got a nice TR3A. So let's go and hear his story. I've arrived at Stuart's house and I can normally find him tinkering on a car in his shed. Here he is. Good morning, Stuart. How are you going?
Good morning, David. Very good, thank you.
Stuart, can you tell us how you got into TRs and this one in particular?
Well, when I retired, I was looking for a project and I've always been tinkering with cars. So I started looking around for a classic, and this one came up at a friend's mother-in-law's place and had been in the garage for 10 years after he found it in the paddock. When I looked at it, I thought, well, yeah, I can do something with this. And so I bought it and I started, and 4 years later, it was finished.
Fantastic.
It had been left in a paddock for a number of years under a pine tree. So you can imagine the condition of it, no cover. So when I got it home, I started taking it apart, and I found that there was no floors left in the inside of the cabin. The boot corners were rusted out, bottom of the doors were rusted out, bottom of the guards were rusted out. And when I took the nose off, I believe it had been in a hill climber because it had numerous gauges in it, but the left-hand front rail on the chassis was nicely bent where it kept running into banks, and the nose also showed that it had been badly damaged and badly repaired.
Stuart, can you tell us a little about the initial restoration that you did 20 odd years ago?
Yes, well, I took the body off and I got a shock of my life when I looked at the damage to the chassis and that, but the rest of the chassis was solid, which was good. The sills were gone. The inner sills and outer sills had to be replaced along with the floors and everything else, but it wasn't an impossible task. I've been restoring cars or doing damaged cars up for some time as an extra to the income, and both my children drove cars that I'd restored for them, and so it was just a labour of love. It's just time consuming. When I got it home, I'd worked a number of years for Jeff Kelly in my job, and I knew Jeff was into racing these, so I rang him and he gave me the best bit of advice he could. He said, if you've got one of these, you've got to join the TR register for the companionship, the drives and the spare parts. And it's the best advice he could have given me. Right, I did most of the body work on this and the painting, but with the diff being damaged, the crown wheel was damaged. I took it up to Jeff Kelly's along with the gearbox and overdrive for him to have a look at. So he repaired the diff and checked the gearbox and that out, and I rebuilt the motor.
What did you find was the most satisfying part of the restoration process?
When I turned the key and pressed the starter and it started straight up and was idling beautifully. It's got a cam so it doesn't idle smooth. And yeah, the first drive, I couldn't believe the power that was in these motors. They are brilliant motors. After I finish this one, I need another project, and I've since done a TR2 and a TR3. And moved them on, and they were good cars and it was enjoyable.
What a fantastic story that's been. I've really enjoyed listening to your restoration process. How about we go for a drive?
Yes, anytime you're ready.
Right now.
Okay.
way to Balnarring, Stuart. What is it that you like about driving on this road in particular?
Well, it's country, it's not far from home. Traffic's not too busy, but the scenery and the wineries and everything on the Mornington Peninsula just makes it a very pleasant place to live.
Back on the road now after a minor rebuild of the head gasket. So what's it like to drive?
Oh, it looks very pleasant, and I've put a 3-degree camber kit on it, so I'm finding it just sits there dead straight. So it is a nice car to drive. It's responsive, and yep, it looks the part.
I love this drive because of the variety. You know, the farmland, the wineries. You start at one beach, end at Western Port Bay. It's got heavy industrial, fishing. It's got a bit of everything on this drive.
Yeah, it's a Mornington Peninsula. What else can I say?
God's country. Well, we think it is, but we're biased. Yeah, it's a nice little shopping centre now. Best housing estates. They're all small acreages in this area. It's a lovely spot, just on the outskirts of Hastings.
They rezoned it a bit.
Oh, is it? So this is a nice little spot for a coffee, Stuart. I want to ask you, a couple of years ago you were given a lifetime ban from car restorations. That was just before you took the body off the TR3 and restored it. How
Yes.
did you get away with that?
Well, I convinced my wife that it needed to be done because it was getting a bit tatty and that. But it's been 20 years since I did it last time. And I said, it's not going to be much, it's not going to be a major job, which it turned out to be it was. It was a full respray and chassis and reinforcement and everything else. But it took me, I don't know, a couple of years to do, and yeah, ended up doing it. So it's back on the road now.
You did very well to get away with that.
I won't get away with bringing another one in there.
So now you've done the paint job and you've got the head gasket restored. Sorted. What's next?
Well, I've got the alternator back on. That was a job and a half, as you know, you helped me.
Yeah.
But next job is basically just driving them. I've got to fix that horn button turning. It's just a matter of pulling it out. And I did a bit of research, not research, but blogging on it. And one bloke said, I fixed it. I took them out, took the cables out and bronzed it.
Oh.
So I thought, that could be an option.
Well, that'll work, but you won't get it off again.
No.
Yeah.
No,
And you're
but-
coming to drive your Triumph Day on the 10th of February?
Yeah.
That should be a good day.
Yeah. Meeting at,
Berwick.
yeah.
We're on our way home now. Thanks very much, Stuart, for sharing your story. It's been really enjoyable. As you can tell, it's taken us a few months from front to back, but we got the job done in the end. Hope you enjoyed it, and now you'll see us turning up at Stuart's place.